Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Enter the Gungeon. I'm Nye. Who are we gonna play as today? I guess we're gonna go with the robot. I don't... You know what? No. As much as I love the robot, and I do. Like, I do love the robot. I think he's one of the greatest characters in the game. As much as I love the robot, I think that a lot of stuff in the new update really changed stuff that just didn't really allow Robot to really go anywhere. You get some extra money for Robot when you would have gotten like a health up or something, but there's so much stuff like the vampire, for example, that just the Robot just doesn't get anymore. Well, I mean, he never did, but that he just doesn't get now. So it just kind of feels like you're pointlessly handicapping yourself. So I think with a lot of that stuff, with, you know... okay, let's not do that. I think with a lot of that stuff, the robot is just kind of pointlessly handicapping yourself. He dropped a couple of tiers in the ranking. I think Pilot really took his place. And remember, I'm the one who said that I didn't like Pilot originally. But I think Pilot has just, because of the need for money and the other things that we kind of want as the game goes on, I think Pilot just has it. And honestly, it's not even the lockpicks. Like, the lockpicks are really not even a part of it with the Pilot, if you really think about it. It's more his extra ammo is a huge deal. I mean, the lockpicks are definitely a thing, don't get me wrong. But I think the extra ammo is definitely a bigger deal than the lockpicks. I think the extra spacebar item is definitely a bigger deal than the lockpicks. Kind of with all of the items and all the bonuses that we get, you know, I really think that that he kind of has it. You could say Robot is an even harder hard mode, I guess, just because of the downsides to running as him. But, you know, I guess I'm kind of not running Robot for the same reason as I'm not running, as I'm not doing Curse. Now, at the same time, what I could maybe think about, I think Robot would definitely keep the difficulty level higher than it is now. I mentioned a couple of episodes ago how it feels like the game just, as soon as you finish with the rat, come what may, as soon as you do that, you know, it's kind of done, right? You kind of did everything as soon as you finish with the rat. I think Robot may fix that just because, you know, you still have this kind of threat because of the health thing. So that might be something to think about to kind of fix the threat level of the game. Because, you know, I've been spending kind of a lot of time lately just screwing around, taking damage on, you know, bullet hell just because there's no threat by the time you get there. So maybe Robot might be a good idea to kind of get that difficulty back up. Have to think about it. It's definitely something to think about. So we got some good money. That extra key was choice. Such a weird word for me to use. I keep on, oh my god. The bullet horde round the world. There's just a bunch of words that have never really been in my vocabulary. I never used any of the, like, cool kid words. I don't know. I never used the cool kid words. So, you know, a lot of it, you know, the internet's really spreading some of it now. But I swear at this point, it's becoming a point where I can't keep up with the lingo. So I kind of regularly find myself asking, okay, what the hell does that mean? And not something like choice. That one's pretty, you know, pretty obvious. Like, you can kind of understand it. But I know I had problems with yeet, stuff like that. It's not something I'd ever, you know, it's not something I'd use myself, but it's one of those, like, that's a word. I know it means something. I have no idea. I need a 300-page essay. What does yeet mean to you? Let me actually understand what the hell we're talking about today. I suddenly had the memory. So back when I turned, how old was I? 16, I think. When I turned 16, there was a trip that we made to Hawaii that had nothing to do with my birthday. It just so happened that the trip coincided with my birthday because that's just when everybody could go. And, you know, you'd think that that would be a cool thing, right? Like, hey, I'm going to Hawaii for my birthday. But when you're an introvert like I am, that wasn't a cool thing. It was tearing me out of my comfort zone. To go to a cool place, don't get me wrong, but it was like, man, can't spend my birthday with my friends, gotta be with my family. And I remember distinctly that we were... he's got nothing I want, and he has nothing I want. I remember distinctly that we were in this kind of resort, because you go to Hawaii, you go to a resort. Like, there's you know, it's just how it is. But we were in this resort, and my two cousins and I, we had gone to, okay, I mean, not exactly what I want, but sure. One blank for two blanks, okay. So we were in this resort, and there was this gigantic series of pools in the resort. And we had gone to the pools late at night, spent some time swimming. You know, there was the heated pools and stuff like that. All the kind of stuff you'd expect out of, you know, a really nice resort. I'm gonna keep on saying the word resort because it, you know, I want that word to mean nothing to you by the end of the story. But you know, we had gone there. Pop that right now so he doesn't. Okay. We had gone in and we had you know, we swam around for a while, and after swimming for a while, we were walking back, and I don't know what kind of spawned it, but I was talking to my cousins about how we were the members of the Cool Kids Club, and we started making up random words. I don't even remember what they were. You know, to this day, it's not something I remember anymore. But apparently, so I thought any of the Master Rounds upgrades the alien sidearm, but apparently not. Interesting. Does he have anything I care about? Do I want to buy maybe bug boots? Or maybe Napalm Strike? Like, I think Napalm Strike would be a little bit better than Proxy Mine. But I wouldn't keep it. So I think I'm going to buy Bug Boots. I don't think I'm going to buy Spring Heel Boots. I don't think I'm particularly interested, so I think we're going to go with that. We have a key for next floor. And we'll kind of move on. Yeah, so I don't remember a word of this kind of made-up series of words that we had created. But it was kind of a call and response thing. I remember distinctly that I would say a word, and you know, it was kind of this. You know, it was the Cool Kids Club and yada yada. So I would say a word, and the two of them repeat after, and it was, you know, very sing-songy and stuff like that. But I just I remember not necessarily the words, but I remember the fact that we had done it, and it was you know, it was cute. You know, and I don't think, you know, it wasn't a big deal to me, but it was, I think it was a much bigger deal to them. They spent a long time with me. One of my cousins is still close to me. The other one, a little bit less so. I haven't seen her in a couple years, actually. You know, the other cousin who I have seen recently was just down here, and we had just spent some time kind of talking. But yeah, it was, yeah, I'll buy the ammo synthesizer. It's actually good. But yeah, it was, you know, it was definitely a moment, and I think it's one of those things. You always, I remember very much so that I was big into photography. We went to Hawaii. We've been to Hawaii twice, and I was big into photography during one of our visits, and I remember, and so I had my dad's 35mm camera that I was using. And I was taking pictures everywhere. But what I think is notable is that I took a lot of pictures. And one thing is, I've never liked being in pictures. Like, I'm like a lot of people that just my dad never liked it. I kind of picked it up from him. I don't like being in pictures. And so I also, at the same time, I thought, okay, I'm gonna... Yes. Goodbye, that. I thought, you know what? I'm going to not take pictures of the family because, you know, I see them every day. And so instead, I will, you know, I'll take pictures of my surroundings. Take a picture of, you know, this tree and, you know, this ocean view. I remember it was kind of a big deal because we went on a helicopter ride at one point. And keep in mind, at the time, lest people think I was overly privileged. And I'm not going to lie that, you know, my family was fairly. The whole point behind this was that my dad had died a couple years previously. Beautiful. My dad had died a couple years previously. And so, among other things, you know, we were kind of living on life insurance as opposed to anything else. Because he was a doctor, it was a fairly... you know, a fairly high value life insurance. And so the idea was it would go 100% into stocks and bonds, and we would live off the collected interest of Wall Street. Keep in mind, this was just before the stock market had its major recession, so we ended up losing everything anyways. But we found it was too expensive for us to live where we lived. So for those who want to go look at a map and learn where I lived, I lived in Colorado. And for a long time, for the first half of my life, it's going to be a little bit less than half soon. But for the first, actually, it is a little bit less than half now. No, it's still less than half, I think. So for about half of my life, we lived in a small town. Why am I doing that? I can just do this. So for half of my life, we lived in this town called Monument. Monument, Colorado, which started out as basically a truck stop. My understanding is it has grown a bit more in the intervening years. So Monument is about 30 miles north of Colorado Springs and about 60 or so miles south of Denver, for those who want to see exactly where it is. But the thing was, it was kind of out there. Like, the problem with Monument is that it was significantly divorced from everything that we were doing as a family. So the idea was that Monument was just too expensive. You know, it was too expensive for us to deal with. So we were going to move. So, you know, my parents had bought the house that we lived in. And as time went on, Monument became... exclusive is the wrong word, but a much bigger town with more people living there. You know, Colorado really was growing as a state at the time. People were really digging what you could get in the state. So we were moving. Both of these rooms suck to go through, but still. Yeah, but so Colorado was really growing as a state and as a destination for people who wanted to raise families. So it was, you know, people were kind of moving in, and our house value, I guess, had gone up. So the idea was, you know, getting rid of bad memories. Well, not bad, but getting rid of old memories. You know, the place that we had grown up where Dad was, but also moving to a new house that was much closer to everything that we did in Colorado Springs. So the whole trip, you know, the second trip at least to Hawaii was all about going to, I don't need anything you have. The second trip was all about kind of celebration for the fact that we had sold the house. The first trip was just, let's just go. I think there was, I think it was a, you know, the first trip was a way for us to get kind of away from the kind of the depression of the fact that, you know, my dad had died. It was just me, my mom, my uncle, and, you know, his two girls. So it was kind of an enjoyable trip. And it was very, you know, I spent time with them. So I remember that. And it was, you know, definitely a bigger deal for them, I think, than it was for me at the time. But now that I've grown older, you know, it's one of those things that I really appreciate that more than I appreciate the environment. The second trip was the trip that I went, you know, huge into photography. Took a lot of pictures of the environment, which I still have. I still have all of my pictures from that trip. That trip was, you know, 12 years ago now. But, you know, it was kind of this thing where I didn't want to take pictures of my family. Now I treasure those pictures more than I treasure anything else. I don't, you know, I still like photography, but I'm not as big into it. But regardless of not being as big into photography nowadays, okay, it's still definitely one of those things where I sit back and I think, you know what, I would rather have the pictures of my family. There's also the idea of, you know, having a story. You know, I say that, and you're like, hey, what? So, one of the things we did when we were in Hawaii is we wanted to swim with dolphins, because that's what you do when you go to Hawaii. You swim with dolphins. It's one of the only things you do when you go to Hawaii. So we swam, you know, with the dolphins, and or at least we tried to. The problem is we didn't want to do that thing where you go to, you know, you go to the hotel that has 2 pet dolphins that you swim with. Nobody was really interested in that. We wanted to actually go find actual dolphins. So we got in this boat that had some pontoons off to the side, and the idea was they would kind of scuttle us around to places where dolphins were known to be, and that's how we would find the dolphins that we would then, you know, swim with. So it was taking a while, and we were having some really bad luck. Like, there were no dolphin pods to be found, you know. It was just incredibly bad luck all around. So I was getting tired, and I was also one of those dumb kids who doesn't like, you know, sunscreen. So I didn't put sunscreen on and took a nap laying down, face down, on one of the pontoons. And I don't think my mom was trying to teach me a lesson about not putting on sunscreen, or more likely, no one really was cognizant of the fact that I had not had sunscreen. Because by the end of this, I had what amounted to, I think, 2nd-degree burns as sunburns on my back because of this whole thing. So, you know, massively uncomfortable, as you might guess. That might be a tad bit of an understatement. So it ended up I had to sleep on my chest, which I never did. You know, I've always been a side sleeper, so I had to sleep on my chest. I had to get, like, we had plans. So this was actively, oh god, so it has to be this room, huh? This was actively screwing with the plans of the trip, because there were so many things that I just couldn't do. Or that was a better thing, is very, very painful to do. So we were doing that, you know, that ride in the we were doing that ride in the helicopter, and it was like I could barely sit still because I couldn't have my back against the helicopter seat. But at the same time, the helicopter could not you know, the helicopter could not have me not sit in the seat strapped in, right? That was required. So we had to, you know, I was taking some meds, trying to get me in a better place, trying to make it a little bit easier for me to, you know, to deal with this, you know, incredibly bad pain. I swear to God, I had nerve damage on my back because of this. But you know, it was incredible. So, while it was obnoxious as hell when it first happened, it makes for kind of an interesting story. And I kind of value that story more than I value, you know, some of the other nonsense that ended up happening, you know, on the trip. Why are you not charging? Okay, there we go. For some reason, this gun just does not want to charge, and I need it to charge. Oh my god, I'm so glad I hit ground first. For I'm actually half tempted to take some curse here, just to up cursed bullets. But I don't want to, you know, waste curse. Do you have anything interesting? You do not. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go this way. Do I have any gun? I mean, I should be using the Rattler. Why am I not using the Rattler? This gun is such a better room clear than the gun I was using. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Me sitting here being stupid, almost taking damage. That's the boss. There's some cool things we did on those trips. But I think a lot of it... Oh my god, okay. No. I think a lot of it, you know, was the standard touristy things. But also, I'm not going to use the word blessed, because I kind of hate that word in this context. But I'm very gladdened by the fact... Oh my god. I don't know what just happened there. I think the glass Guon stone just saved me. You know, I'm very gladdened by the fact that my family... Okay, we're just going to use a key for this because... Okay, explosive rounds. I did not want to be fighting that one out. My family didn't... Or that's not my family. Specifically, my mom did not want to specifically sit and do... She did not want to sit and just do the standard touristy things. You know, she wanted to do stuff that was a little bit more unique. So we ended up, like, driving around the big island and a smaller island. We didn't really go look at volcanoes, which was kind of a sad thing. But, you know, we did spend some time, you know, going around Hawaii. And, you know, as a kid, I got scuba certified, which is a big deal for me. Now, sadly, I haven't gone scuba diving in years because my dad was my dive partner. And I haven't had a dive partner since then because none of my family wanted to be certified. But one of the things it's really allowed me to do is this really, one, gave me a appreciation for, you know, the animals under the, you know, ocean surface. But also, in another big way, this also you kind of put me in a position where when it comes to swimming-related stuff, but especially in this case, that kind of sucked, got stuck on a wall. In this case, snorkeling. I found myself a lot more able to take advantage of those skills. And what I mean by that is that, when, you know, we went snorkeling, and I was able to do a small amount of free diving. I'm not going to, you know, say that it was a huge amount. But I was able to kind of do a small amount of free diving. So what ended up happening is there was a we went out on a Zodiac, which is basically just a raft with a it's essentially a raft with a motor attached, just kind of sturdy rubber raft. So we went out on this Zodiac, and we went kind of, once again, we were looking for dolphins. And this was the trip where I was huge into photography. So the problem is I couldn't use my dad's camera. My dad's camera was excellent in so many ways. I love this camera so much. So when I say was, I don't mean it has failed to be an excellent camera. This camera will always be good. It's a Canon AE1 for those of you who know cameras, and for those of you who don't know cameras, it's a really nice camera. I've been told by many, many people that this is possibly one of the best cameras that you can get, at least film camera-wise, because it is a film camera, as opposed to a digital. But I also have I have a Canon Rebel, which for a very long time was one of the better digital cameras that you can get. So I had the best of both worlds. So, you know, I couldn't go onto the ocean with my dad's camera. It just wasn't doable. So what ended up happening is I ended up getting a disposable camera with this waterproof casing that you get, that you wrap around the camera, which allows you to take underwater photos. And we were kind of just going along on this Zodiac, just kind of going along the coast of Oahu. And as we did, it turned out we found dolphins, and they were kind of swimming alongside us, so I just kind of reached out, shoved my hand down into the water with camera attached, couldn't aim because the boat was going at a fair amount of speed, had people hold onto my legs, and just took some blind pictures. Most of them were not good, but one of them, they're all vertical pictures, but one or two of them actually did have this amazing shot where it was a headlong shot back along the pod. And then when we, towards the halfway point on this tour, we stopped to snorkel because there was a coral reef they wanted to show us, and this kind of lovely, more wild area. So not as close to the, to the population centers, which meant we were more likely to find more interesting fish. You can definitely snorkel along a lot of these reefs in Hawaii. But, you might not see a lot of different types of fish because some of them are not as willing to be among people as others. And they also wanted us to go a little bit deeper. They want us to see a deeper place because this is where you're more likely to see the dolphins. And while we didn't see the dolphins, there was this, this sea turtle that decided to make friends with the group. And it came and started swimming through. And I had just been swimming around, and all of a sudden, I surface, and I'm hearing... people freaking out, and I went, what's going on? Turns out there's a sea turtle kind of swimming around, approaching people. So I quickly dive down. Remember, I'm on a snorkel, so I don't have oxygen. I, quickly lowered myself underneath the water. There we go. Lowered myself underneath the water, quickly scanned around, and remember that, since I'm underwater, I've got a mask and a snorkel. There is no putting your eye up to the viewfinder. Excellent. So that's a combo right there. So the two synthesis items give a combo that gives you this orbital item of the third item. And if you are able to be lucky enough to get the third item, so if I get synthesis shields, a shield synthesizer, I get all three orbitals. And I think I get the benefit of all the items, regardless of having them or not, because of this. But I'm not 100% sure. I have to go look that up. But yeah, so I'm underwater. So the problem is, being underwater with this mask on, you don't get to use your viewfinder. You don't get to look and see if you can see and aim your camera. So what ended up happening is I had to use. There's basically this reticle. Think of it like iron sights on a gun. There was these iron sights on the top of the case for the underwater case, and you basically aimed with that, and it was supposed to be sighted in just such a way that you'd actually see who you wanted, or shoot what you wanted to shoot. And it just so happened that I was right in front of this sea turtle when I got under the water, and was able to get this just amazing, perfect shot of hello. Cool. I will be back for that soon. I was able to get this amazing shot, just flat on the sea turtle. It's kind of floating there. It looks, looks like it's flying, essentially. Oh my god, damn, that sucked. But I was able to get this amazing shot of the sea turtle, and it was all just, it was luck that it ended up happening that way. But it was incredibly cool. But, that I find to be a, I want the coolness. I do. I'm thinking on it. I don't know. I just don't know if it's worth losing the lockpicks right now, because the lockpicks will get me an extra free chest from the resourceful rat if I'm not able to get him, get his tier 3 win at this point. So I'm thinking on it. Oh, right. I didn't realize there were zombies there. But yeah, so as I said, at this point, I kind of value the story and the family more than the picture. The picture's awesome, and I have a... okay. I still have a deviant art floating around there that has a folder called Crowning Moments of Awesome, and that is on... Lovely. That is on my Crowning Moments of Awesome folder. Because I thought it was an amazing shot. It really was. It was all luck and no skill when it comes to how good of a shot it was. But that is a moment where I get to go, okay, it doesn't get much cooler than this. Ah, damn it. It is becoming more and more worth it to go for the cigarettes by the second. And, you know, in terms of grinding moments of awesome, it was mostly just the fact that I was able to get the shot in the first place. Okay, I always missed this jump the first time. Okay, I got it this time. Man, if only we got the rad gun, right? So I'm really hoping that we're able to accurately hit Cog of Battle for the lamp. That would be amazing. I don't know. I mean, I think as you get older, you definitely start to have this feeling that some things are definitely more important than others, and you know, I think family definitely becomes more important. It wasn't as, you know, family wasn't this important thing to me when I was a younger kid. I was kind of a dumbass that way. But it wasn't important. It wasn't important to spend time with family. It wasn't important to do things. Now, keep in mind, I'm still very much a homebody. I still don't like to go out. But more and more likely, I will say, okay, you know, I want to go out. I want to do something with my family than I did, you know, when I was a younger guy. That's one of those things. Like, you know, I definitely. You know, you see a lot in literature, especially, you know, someone is dying and they're on their deathbed and they, you know, they typically utter the phrase, "I have no regrets." And, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I think that phrase is straight horseshit. What do you mean you have no regrets? There's nothing you ever screwed up. There's nothing you ever did wrong. You know, yes, I understand not allowing your life to be dictated by regrets. I understand that. But you can't sit here and tell me that there's nothing that you wish you could change, which is what that phrase means at the end of the day. There's nothing I would do differently. There's nothing I would change. And I think that's one of those things that, you know, lots of people don't kind of acknowledge until they get older, is that, man, I wish I spent more time with my family. I wish I had understood as a much younger person. You know, it may be a little bit different when you lose family. You know, when a person dies in your family, you might suddenly start learning that. But I can definitely say, when I was a kid and my dad died, I did not learn that message at that time. It wasn't until I was older that I realized, you know, that, God, I think I was probably 22 or 23 by the time I actually started realizing it. You know, early enough to actually do something. I'd like to not have this sitting right here. So can you? Thank you. Excuse you. Okay, so how many do we have? We only have a half red heart, so I think that right there is going to be what nixes the cigarettes for us. I don't know. If I had seen the cigarettes next floor, I would have thought better about it. Yeah, I think we're just going to move on. I'm going to feel real silly if we come across, you know, the 6th chamber. Because the 6th chamber would love to have cigarettes. Definitely, I like what we have going on. I definitely want to see a little bit more damage come from somewhere. I definitely don't have, like, a preference to where this damage comes from, but I would like to see more damage. Which, in a big way, probably just means I want more curse, honestly. And the easiest way to get more curse is to steal or find Cursula. You have nothing I want. Okay, let's see. Let's find some item rooms. Come on. And I think a lot of this comes back to that main overarching theme that's kind of shown up in my stories the past week or two. Yeah, the concept of human connection. And perhaps it's because I'm a recluse who doesn't necessarily want to be one, but I absolutely am one, and it's never going to change. So it might be partly that. But I think also it's just kind of one of those things that, you know, a lot of what, at least, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of what I find interesting as a person is stories, things other people do. You know, I sit here and I browse Imager, and you know, I read the stories that other people post, and it's not necessarily the cool stories, but the stories just about people that I love hearing the most. And sometimes the stories of people being assholes, and sometimes the stories of people being badasses, but it's people. And sometimes the story of dogs, but you know, or cats, but you know, animals. I think in this case definitely count as people. I don't know if you count them as people normally. I do. But, you know, I definitely think that, you know, they count as people in this situation as well. So I really enjoy hearing those stories. And I think it's just something I've gotten used to over time. It's not, you know, I love the action sequences in books and film and video games. But there's also a very distinct point now where I sit here going, okay, I also want to know more about, you know, about that. I want to know more about what we're talking about here. You know, speak to me of the backstory. Speak to me of what they do, who they are as people. And you know, this is stuff that, as a kid, I would have been bored of. You know, like I would have been bored shitless of, you know, of some of this stuff. And nowadays, like, get the hell out of here. Hi, friend. Yes. Gonna go with that. I like the Book of Chess Anatomy, but I don't think... I don't know. I have some money. I might, You know what? I know he had a key. Let's go buy his key. Go ahead and buy the Book of Chess Anatomy as well. Really looking forward to us actually getting a really good familiar to go with the baby good mimic. I don't know if we actually will. It's not guaranteed because I'm fairly sure the baby good mimic is not a synergy with other mimics. It's just an effect. So I don't think we have a higher chance than normal of getting a mimic. Or no, not a mimic. I don't think we have a higher than normal chance of getting a familiar because of the baby good mimic, but that's what I want to see. Would love to see a little bit more health. Ammo would also be good. Wow. You're kidding me. Game, can you stop depriving me of my stuff, please? Like, seriously, it keeps on going like, no, you can't have things. This may be a specialty room. Nope. Okay. I'm curious. How do you guys, like, how do you guys feel? Do you guys have that feeling that, you know, do you guys have that feeling like your family is this really big deal to you? And I mean, of course, most people are going to say, and rightly so, that you know, of course, family is very, very important to me. But you know, I mean, like, over and above, kind of, I guess, you know, we're not talking about like Disney level of family. Like, Disney's very, you know, family's very important. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I'm talking about, like, you know, is family, does that trump else? You know, did I take a hit? Did that count? I don't feel like I did. Okay, hold up. Let me focus on... No! Damn it! I hit the button a second too late. Okay, can you stop this, please? It's kind of irritating. And because this gun has a really slow projectile speed, it makes it kind of hard to hit you. Okay. So please give me something good. That is not what I'd consider to be good at all. In any way. Okay. I'm so glad that he had blanks. I didn't know if he had blanks. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch back over to the Rattler. You know, it's definitely one of those things where I sit back and I go, you know, yeah, your family, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But I find more and more, it's like, you know, I want to be here for my family. I want my family to know I'm here for them. You know, I want to have those. I want to be able to say that. I think that's one of those things that I would like to be able to, you know, on my deathbed. You know, my family's like, you know what? He was there for us when we needed him. And that's the thing that I always, you know, when I have, you know, I deal with nightmares a lot, and one of the nightmares I tend to have is that moment where, you know, I couldn't be there for my family, or, you know, they couldn't be there for me. Also happens a lot. You know, I think everybody, to a greater or lesser extent, is afraid of, like, dying alone and stuff like that. But that's definitely, like, that's something that that comes up in my dreams a fair amount, is, you know, the concept of not having a family there, or not, you know, of not having anybody there. Not so much the not being remembered. I'm a little bit less concerned about that. You know, that's not something that that really bothers me. But, you know, I guess, God damn it. I guess in a big way, part of it is, like, people not considering it worth their time to be there for you. That's more of it. Yeah, it's not as much like not having someone. It's people not thinking it's worth their time. You know, oh, he's in the hospital? Well, I guess I'll see him later, you know. I know I have people who, if I was in the hospital, would definitely, you know, they definitely show up. They would be there. They would be, you know, ready to take care of me if necessary, and I would, you know, have that same thought back. Anything I need ammo in? You know, we really haven't been using much. Guess we'll do that. What am I gonna use? I think I want to use the Vertebrae for Phase 1. Mostly because the homing is making my life easier. Does he always start with this attack? Definitely feels like he does if he doesn't. Okay. I was dodging in the middle of that, so I didn't get the active reload. I have a lot of trouble with that attack. I don't know how you're supposed to dodge that. And he is dealing a fair amount of damage to me. There we go. Got that phase. So I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to go Magic Lamp and Noxon Cannon. And we're going to start left-hand side like we usually do. I don't think he's jammed. He may be. No. Okay, cool. Clear that. I don't want to deal with that. Okay. Okay. Can we, Why is that thing not dead? There we go. Okay. Okay, we'll just kind of go over here. Come on. Okay. So I gotta remember 1 2 1 2. That's the thing I get to do. Since when does he do that? Come on, you. Come on. I can't seem to get the 1 2 1 2. Got him. And hey, got the knockout gun. Should have been able to knock him out, seriously. Oh, damn it. Got him. Come on. Damn it, I used it too early. What the hell's this? What the hell was that? Come on, you. Come on, what are you doing? Come on, you. No, don't do this shit. Come on. Come on. God damn it, I almost had him, too. He just did that attack. I don't know what... Do you punch it back at him? Okay, well, I've got some good news. Got the Deckard. Awesome. Interesting enough, there was no note here this time. Okay. So, I've got some cool news here. Let's throw ammo into the magic lamp. Some other ammo into here. So opening this one is going to get me nice. This one's going to get me... I need all of that. Okay, come on. Yes! Elementaler. Okay, drill. Actually, I'm going to pick this up now. Drill, baby, drill. Okay, you guys ready for some awesome? Are you ready for some of the coolest shit you have ever seen? It is time to be the resourceful rat. Ha 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 ha! We are resourceful indeed. This is one of the 2 transformations in the game. And it is notable I was hoping. I really was. So it's notable because, number one, the only way to get it is to get all 4 items, which is one of the reasons I was really excited that we were going to be able to do that. So, yeah. So, number one, we get to do that. Number 2, the resourceful rat, as far as I understand, will not steal any more of our items. I'm going to go do a quick double check on that. Actually, I already have it pulled up. So, yeah. So, the resourceful rat will not, for any reason, steal any of our items left behind for the remainder of the game because we are the resourceful rat. Now, my understanding is if we have a guy who is, or I think it's if we kill someone who is stunned. Excuse me. Come here. No. Where'd you go? Come here. If we kill someone who's to a stun with this thing, we get that super knockback, something like that. Oh, there's a special type of ammo. You can see it in the lower right-hand corner. So then we get the special knockback attack. Cool. Drill, baby, drill. Can you not? What do we get? We got the coin. I think we're just going to go ahead and flip it 3 times. It's going to kill. Nice. It's going to kill 3 different targets. Let's do it. We are the rat. There is no killing me. So this is one of the reasons why we wanted to beat the resourceful rat, so we could actually do this. The only problem is we didn't beat him yet. We got close. We got real close. And in fact, I'm starting to learn the timing of the resourceful rat's attacks. So that's the thing. I'm starting to learn his attacks. Once I learn them, we will be able to consistently beat him in Punch-Out. The only downside there was that he just had this... I still haven't learned all of his Phase 3 attacks. That's the big thing that I'm working on right now, is learning all his Phase 3 attacks. Once I know all of them, I'll be able to beat him consistently. And my understanding is once you beat him, beating him, you will get... you can get up to 6 keys, so you can do all of his stuff. And that's what we're really looking for. We're looking to beat him and get all 6 keys, do the resourceful rat combination. That was a little bit of a glitch. He was just a skull doing a laser. I don't think he's supposed to be able to do that. Okay, we got the D-pad. We're gonna go ahead and use this for a bit. I want to get rid of this thing's ammo. That's all I'm doing right now. I want the, I like this as an item, sure, but I don't want it. I want the chest that it's gonna provide. Look, I just like stuff, man. I want passives. I have all the guns that I need. I just want passives. We don't need guns. Or we don't need guns anymore. What the hell? Oh, Valor Morghulis. Okay, it's letting me know that it beat this this room for us. I don't think I've ever used Valor Morghulis. Like, actually used it? You know, game, you could give me the weird egg. I know I keep on, like, not picking it up whenever it's an option, but, you can give it to me. Okay. Go just activate him real quick. I know I've mentioned this a couple times, but I went on Steam because a friend of mine, I was recommending this game to them, and I wanted to see because I was curious. Hello, dear friend. Is the dream real? No! You broke it, you shitty mimic! Oh, good. Yes, this makes up for that. Yes. Yes, game. Thank you. The shitty mimic broke the black chest as I was moving to open it. Mimic, I am upset at you right now. I was hoping that that would be... Oh, my God. You have no idea how upset I am at the mimic. It could have been clone. That could have been clone. I was looking at the reviews, and there were a couple of, like, underlying comments that I heard. It was in, like, every review. Like, this wouldn't have been noticeable if every freaking review didn't say this. So one of them is like, this game is too reliant on RNG. It's like, well, I mean, number one, it's a roguelike, but also, no, it isn't. Like, yes, RNG decides what gun you get, but there are consistent things you can do, so it's like, you know, it's not worth it's not a thing. Like, I was gonna say it's not worth complaining about, but that would imply that there is something to complain about. RNG isn't that big of a deal in this game. You know, I end up having this feeling of, like, mad because bad, you know? Like, that's what I end up... God. We can hold even more items. But that's what I end up, you know, feeling at a certain point. But also, like, one was RNG, one was... I heard RNG a lot. I read a lot about how the game's difficulty is too high. And those were actually the two prevailing themes. And I was sitting there going, like, look, at the end of the day, I think what we're seeing here is you're just saying that you're not good enough to play this game. And there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, like, don't make the game's fault that you don't have the skills to actually play this. Sure. Why not? I will have that too. Okay, what you got? Give me mutation. Yes, that's what I really felt kind of at the end of the day, was just, you know, okay, so you're mad because you're not good at this game. You know, okay, but let's not pretend this is the game's fault. You know, let's not put this on the game. This is absolutely your own problem. And I remember reading one of them, and I was sitting here thinking, like, you know, I mean, partly, you know, I was really just sitting here thinking bad because bad. But part of me was also thinking, like, you know, fine, be kind of annoyed at a game, you know, be pissed at a game because it's hard, but don't leave a bad review. Like, that's just dickish. I mean, yes, they were acknowledging the fact that the reason they were leaving bad reviews was specifically because of stuff like difficulty and RNG. But it's like, look, you're talking about a game that is specifically, you know, it's specifically a game that is designed around that concept, around, I tried. It's a game designed around the concept of RNG. Don't get angry at the game because of that. You can get angry at the game for a lot of reasons. But, don't get angry at the game because of, you know, RNG. That's something that, realistically, if you're playing a roguelike, you should expect RNG. And, you know, one of them's like, man, the enemies take so much longer to kill than they do in Isaac. It's like, okay, well, and? Like, it's not as fast-paced as Isaac. Dude, it's faster-paced than Isaac. What the hell are you talking about? You do so much more, so much faster. I don't know. I think what we're talking about is people who ended up getting, you know, not good guns. And, you know, I'm betting it's partly they got not good guns, but also I think that we're probably talking about, oh, I didn't realize I have 2 super space turtles. Nice. But we end up getting 2 guns that were probably not good, and that probably soured them to everything. And, you know, all the power to them if they really want to let that be it. But, you know, I sit here and I think, like, to sit here and go, man, the game's not good because I had... Oh, hey. I would really like to not knock him into the lava, because I would like to have this item. To be so sour, you know, cool. Over the game because you had a bad experience. And then to say, like, this one thing ruins the game, and then to have it not even be right. Like, if the game was trash, that would be one thing, but this game is far from trash. I don't know. It rankles me a little bit. I had a friend who was like, rankles? Is that a word? But it rankles me a little bit when, you know... Because I looked, and I was like, every single one that their major complaint, the reason they call this game bad, is due to... is either A, due to difficulty, or B, due to complaints about RNG. Either one of those, I'm downvoting all of them. And then I got, after 80% of them was specifically just those comments. And I'm not kidding, like, it was almost universally just those comments in the things. I'm just like, okay. Like, there's no helping that. You can't even argue against it, because someone's just gonna go, it's all RNG. It's like, dude, you have a very large amount of control over what happens in this game. Nah, bro, you gotta get those key drops. And, like, yeah, you gotta get the key drops. You end up getting a shit ton of keys and a shit ton of items. Like, you're not gonna be missing out on anything. You gotta get that. It's like, fine. There's no helping some people. And I'm sorry if you're one of those people who this was your complaint. You're wrong. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But no. Like, I'm not good at this game, and I'm able to consistently get shit done. No. You guys have seen me take the journey here. Where I, you know, just started, okay, I'm learning how this guy works. I love that glitch. That glitch is so good. But, you know, you've seen me take the journey. You've seen me learn what items do. And, you know, I saw one guy, he's like, man, you have to be reading the wiki all the time to know what anything does. Or use the damn item. Or just try. I don't know. People unwilling, willing to blame everybody but themselves. And I know I'm guilty of it too. I understand. People are human. You know what? I get that. It's not something that I love that there's ammo here that he's just not picking up. It's glorious. But look, I'm guilty of it too, right? I definitely am one of those people who doesn't like, you know, who will sometimes not own it. Like, I will. I'll say, you know, something happened and man, you know, the game did this. But to not own it and just go, okay, I understand. I may have had a problem because I personally sucked for a minute. it doesn't make you any less of a man or any less of a person to admit, I had a moment of suck. Because at the end of the day, you can just go, it was a moment. If you refuse to admit that you suck, now it is a lifetime of suck. Now you are a suck person. And do you really want to be a suck person? I mean, look, if you want to suck things, all the power to you. I approve of you and your lifestyle choices. But do you want to be a suck person? I really don't think you do. I don't think you want to be a suck person. I think you want to be an awesome person. I'll be back for you then. I think it's one of the reasons why I've grown to really appreciate the roguelike genre in general. Partly it's because shit's consistently changing. Like I just have fun because shit's always changing. It changes on you. It gets different. You end up seeing different things. You know, different guns, different items, different weapons, different layouts, you know, but it also forces you as a player outside of your comfort zone on a regular basis, and you just have to get that skill going, you know? Learn what do these items do? How do these bosses work? I was talking to the person I wanted to buy the game is Angel, and I was talking to her. I was like, you know what? You're enjoying this other top-down shooter. You know, you can do this. Well, and she goes, oh, look, my reflexes aren't good enough. And I said, look, you know, everybody has trouble with reflexes. That's understandable. But at the same time, though, what was that weird visual glitch over there? At the same time, though, you know, we can sit here and at the same time, though, we can sit here and go, okay, well, we can learn. I told her, look, and this is absolutely true, and you guys know this is absolutely true. You can, every single enemy in this game has, I was gonna say, do not tell me I lost that item. Every single enemy in this game has a pattern. All of them. Even the ones that don't seem like they have patterns. And you can learn those patterns. And you will win. Just by learning those patterns. And you guys know this to be true. Like, you've seen it. You know, I'm sitting there going, look, you know, you start with the, basic enemies, right? They, every about 2 to 3 seconds, fire one bullet that fires directly at you. But what I mean by directly at you is it is a bullet that is not fired, it doesn't lead you. That bullet fires directly at you, which means it's really easy to dodge. The red shotgun shells fire, I believe it's specifically 5 bullets as opposed to, this is as opposed to the, blue shotgun shells. The blue shotgun shells shoot 4 bullets and 2 waves of 4 bullets, whereas red shotgun shells shoot 1 wave of 5 bullets. So you can learn exactly the patterns that you are going to need to know. And then it becomes less reflexes as it is pattern recognition, which, you know, I know she can do. I know she has that skill. Hell, most of you do. In fact, I would wager that all of you have a pattern, like the ability to, you know, understand pattern recognition. I guarantee you. You guys know how to do it. You just got to learn that pattern. That's all you have to do. And I believe in all of you. People keep on talking, like, I keep on talking about how much I suck, and I keep on having these commenters who are like, man, you don't suck, you're really good, I've seen what you can do, I can't do that, you're better than me. It's like, nah, bro. Look. I know you're trying to be nice, but let's face it, I'm hot garbage in this game. But I'm persistent. and I learned my patterns. And that's one of the reasons why I can win against these enemies, especially when we start talking about. I love this sprite so much. I love this sprite. I want to get this transformation every run. You know, you can all do it. Believe in yourself. Please. You can all do this. There's nothing special about me. Okay, so unfortunately the dream may be dead. Killed by Baby Good Mimic. Which, let's face it, is probably the worst Mimic of all time. Because that was gonna be cloned. So I want you guys to press F for respects. Pay your respects to the clone that died. Not the clone. Well, yeah, the clone. It was the clone that died so that we may live. I have an item here somewhere. There we go. Just letting my super space turtles do their jobs down there. Okay. Oh my god, we got another one? No! Yeah, no. And that's going... These are some really good items. Okay. We're gonna fly. Going to necklace. All of a sudden we got a combo. Oh my god, that's so good. Alright. We got... Oh, how? Game, listen to me. Game, you're drunk. Go home. Game, you're drunk. Go home. Let me find your designated driver. This is not okay. We see no rainbow chests in 200 hours of gameplay, and then almost back-to-back. Like, did they change the drop rate? Also, game, I gotta admit, I am kind of disappointed there was no clone in there. I'm going to admit that. I'm going to admit my disappointment in you. Oh, that's right, because he's gonna... Right, because we don't have Mimic... we're gonna bring a Mimic Friendship. Can I pick that up? No, you're gonna force me to keep something else. I need that. I need that. I need... that. It's not gonna I can't pick up the partition cheese anymore. It won't let me have it. Hold up. Nah, I need that. Drop, 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 drop. No! I can't pick it up anymore. It just stole it from me. I'm so upset. We lost our thing. God damn it. I'm no longer invincible. Man, that sucks royally. I don't think it's letting him... You jerk. Get the freak away. Like, I can't pick it up. I can't have it. It won't... Is there... I'm looking up. Is this a glitch? Hold on. Well, I don't see anybody reporting this, so I don't know. But, yeah, god damn it, that sucks. This is mine. I mean, I can't move it. Like, I can't... Of all the things I have, I don't have explosives. That's depressing. Damn you, rat. It's your fault. I know it's your fault. I'm gonna come beat the shit out of you later. I'm angry. I'm endlessly angry. my transformation got stolen from me. I was going to be the rat. I was going to beat the game as the resourceful rat. Now I got to do it again. I got to do it again on a future run. I'm not letting him have that. He can't steal that from me. You don't get to steal the sky from me. That was mine, damn it. How often is this game going to steal my shit from me? You guys know it's done it over and over and over. It consistent. That is the second amazing item this game has stolen from me. Under extremely unpleasant circumstances. First, it was the black chest, the baby good mimic killed. I mean, this game's being suspicious as all get out. You guys know it. I'm angry. I'm so angry. This game's doing stuff, man. It's being a dick. Eventually, my friend, you will die. Whether you do it of your own volition or because me and my twin Super Space Turtles do it. It will happen. Can we, like... Can we get some more chests? This was a... you know, I really should have... Really should have gone for the cigarettes back there, because the cigarettes on floor 3, on chamber 3, would have meant I had more items. On the flip side, though, I would not have gotten the resourceful rat transformation if I had done that. So maybe I made the right decision after all. I don't know. What do you guys think? Did I make the right decision? So I would have been one item short of the resourceful rat transformation. So I don't know. Maybe I did make the right decision. I will tell you, the, Hi, friend. The, pickup of curse bullets early on was kind of amazing. We just do so much damage. I don't even need to have that out anymore. I don't actually know why I had that out. Actually, why am I even bothering? Just pull out the Vulcan cannon. Why am I even pretending like we have to actually care anymore? Go away. Just gonna do this. Doesn't matter. We have once again had that moment. I talked about this earlier, didn't I? Didn't I talk about this earlier? How this was going to happen? We've reached that point. We don't have to care. We have the gigantic screw you gun. We have the damage for days. We just kill everything. Ow, stop shooting me. That is both unpleasant and unacceptable. So apparently the combo here, by the way, of the wings plus the Gatling gun makes the Gatling gun have more knockback. The ocarina, so now we have even more followers. I want to run one of these days. It's like all followers all the time. Followers 24/7. name them all Lydia, and they will all suck. I never had Lydia in that game. I almost had no followers. I kind of did everything on my own. The only exception, if I remember correctly, was after I was the master of the Dark Hand. I would always take one of the Dark Brotherhood guys with me because they could respawn. Because they weren't named NPCs, so if they died, I lost nothing. I hate losing named NPCs, man. It's not necessarily depressing, but it's definitely one of those, like, things where you're like, yeah, I lost this awesome dude. He was, once upon a time, part of my group. Then he died. Good job. Piss off the Cuckoos. That's how you make friends. Oh no, we went the wrong way. Oh no. Dude, I'm gonna full clear no matter what. Like, so just get out of my face. Got the hexagon. Okay. I have no further opinion on that matter. You know what I'd love to find? I'd love to find a secret room, maybe. So that way I could, like, yeah, it's probably going to be Evil Muncher. But it could be something else. Hi, secret room. Oh. I mean, even it is Evil Muncher. Okay. Let's throw some stuff in here. Let's get rid of the alien sidearm. The mailbox. The frost giant. The rattler. Pulse cannon. 1911. Vertebrae K. Winchester. Dungeon Eagle. Corsair. I'm gonna keep the Deckard. It's fun. T-shirt cannon. Demon head. Gungeon ant. Snowballer. Blooper. Blunderbuss. Really? Machine Fist? Really? Hexagon? Boxing glove? There we go. And it's going to give us the Abyss Tentacle, which has a combination with, specifically, this lovely thing right here. And this combination's kind of fun. So I literally shoot out a black hole that shoots out 3 tentacles that attack my opponents. I'm sorry, sir. You never had a chance to attack me in the first place. Goodbye. Look, I'd be angry too. I'd be very angry if that was me. This run's lasting a while. Yeah, no, you just don't get to do anything. I don't know where those blue shots are coming from. I don't know what those are. Like, those blue shots are something else. I don't know what they are, but those are kind of cool. Kind of cool indeed. I guess I want to check something real quick. 1, 2. We missed floor 3. Okay. Because I do not imagine he's gonna hit me for the remainder of this fight. I'm kind of reasonably certain that we're gonna perfect the Lich today. Kinda sure. Okay. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Ah, yes. Yes, that was what I needed today. I haven't had a bad day, but I did have a day, and this made it so much better. Thank you for joining me, guys, each and every one of you. We did get carried a little bit by Curse Bullets, but we also just kind of slowly built up luck over the course of the run. There was no really one thing that really made this run happen up until, of course, as soon as we hit the rat. And, of course, once you hit the rat, everything after that is gravy. Amazing that we got into the rainbow chest, which was awesome. And in general, awesome all around. And also the Ring of Chess Friendship, because the Ring of Chess Friendship. Thank you guys, each and every one of you, for being here. I love all of you, and I will see you all next time.